G'day guys, it's Cliff from Down Deep Adventures here. Alright, in this episode I've got 3 big takeaways for you guys, so you don't make the same silly mistakes that this guy makes. Alright, number 1 is never cheap out on a dive knife. You're going to see in this episode I got myself into a bit of trouble and yeah, having a dive knife would have been pretty handy. Number 2 is if you shoot a big fish, make sure to check your spear's not bent before the next trip. Shooting with a bent spear is not fun. Fair warning, you're gonna see me miss some fish in this episode. Awkward. Anyway, number 3, you're just gonna have to stick around to find out. Let's get into it. So I've just dropped in Jose and Liam to drift over this first spot, and this is what they saw. A super fishy spot, as you can see, and the water was crystal clear. We had probably 35 to 40 meters viz this day. Those 2 nice kingfish swam in and Liam didn't mess about. He got a really good shot on that fish.
Slowly, champ, come on through.
Very nice. That's a cracker. Nice fish.
Yeah.
After boating his kingfish, he finished off the drift and come across this beautiful school of trevally. Just so cool to see in the water. So after Liam and Jose finished their drift, we reset and now it's my turn. As soon as I jumped in the water, I was greeted with at least 100 eagle rays. It was an incredible sight. So after being blown away with how cool that sight was, I immediately jumped into hunting mode and thought, there's got to be a cobia under one of these. The fish I'm looking for here, cobia or black kingfish, they really like to hide under big rays or sharks, so I get excited when I see sights like this. No cobia anywhere to be seen, but that didn't even matter. It was such a cool experience. I will not be forgetting that anytime soon. I thought I saw some jacks in that cave on that last drop, so I wanted to get down there and have another look. When I got down there, I noticed this cave was absolutely packed full of jacks. Alright, in my defense, I don't normally use a rig line, so the plan was to swim under that rope, go into this cave, and shoot a jack. Now, I don't have a whole lot of experience with grey nurses, so I wasn't sure how this one was going to respond to me shooting a fish right next to it. So I decided I was content with just filming it and thought I'd swim back up. Now it was at this point I realised I had messed up. I figured, however, that I could just swim straight back under and it'll all be fine. But in doing so, I lassoed my fins around my rig line, around that rope. I didn't realise at the time, but this is where I lost my dive knife. My new dive knife and dive pouch are far more secure, so this should not happen again. For safety reasons, I'm going to get a second dive knife to wear on my arm. I wasn't trapped for long, but man, that was a pretty scary feeling. It was a long way back to the surface. Well, after that debacle, we moved spots and came across these 2 beautiful whales. It was a good way to de-stress after that last situation. It was very welcome. No fish to speak of on that last spot, So we moved spots and went to one of my favourite mackerel drifts. As soon as we got in the water, these two pretty big fish swam straight underneath me. Now, that fish was pretty close, so I thought, oh yeah, I'll go for an easy stone shot here. Unfortunately though, my spear was not straight. The shot hit low and to the left of where I was aiming.
Got one.
So it wasn't long into the fight, and then I realised Liam had also shot one. So getting a much needed second shot in my fish wasn't really going to be an option. My Spanish hardly fought at all. I must have really hurt the fish with my shot. But due to where the shot landed, I didn't want to pull too hard on it. So I slowly pulled it in towards me, but I was really worried about getting a big tangle with Liam's line. I was trying to keep it low so it would swim under Liam's line and not through it. Liam was trying to secure his fish as fast as possible so he could get a second shot in mine. But right here, the Spanish had one more big run. The bungeeing clip caught in my glove and yeah, the spear tore out. It's such a heartbreaking experience when something like that happens. We are having a shocker. I just lost maybe 20 kilo Spanish mackerel. It's almost in my hands. And then the very next drift, Liam dropped down and put a nice shot, it looked like a nice shot, into another big 15-20 kilo Spanish mackerel, and yeah, that one tore out too. We're having a shocker. But visibility is awesome, and we're still trying. Hopefully I'm reporting back with a really nice Spanish. We'll see how we go. Soon after Liam lost his fish, we drifted over the top of the reef and I came across this nice little Spanish mackerel. Now I tried to get as close as possible to this fish and aim for the safest shot in between the anal and dorsal fin. Now if you get your spear in that area, it's not likely to tear out, but you're going to be in for a hell of a fight. I played the fish really softly. I really didn't want to lose this one as well. When I finally slid it into my hands, I was stoked. I knew I was eating Spanish mackerel this week. Takeaway number 3. Have a spare gun in the boat. After I missed the first 2 or 3 fish, I knew something was wrong with the gun. I didn't know it was a spear at the time, but I had my suspicions. I could have just swapped out the gun. Rest of the day would have been perfect. End of the day, we're heading back in and I looked down at the sounder and it was absolutely lit up on a place I just wasn't expecting it to be. So I dropped in Jose and this is what he found. Yoo-hoo! Good job, mate. Go, Jose. Yes.
Thanks, buddy. A beautiful fish, mate.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be delicious. What you got there, Jose?
It's a Tusky.
Nice, very good.
Tusky, how do you call it?
Black spot.
Black spot Tusky.
Very
Fish.
good.
My first Tusky in Australia, mate.
Yeah, don't drop it. What do you got, Liam?
Kingy, Spanish, and a nice big old Tusky, which
Very
is
good.
as big as my Spanish. Pretty cool.
Very good.
Okay, epic day.
Awesome day apart from the Spanish getting lost.
I know. Look at them. We'll have many really.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that, eh? Catch the day, Cliff.
Spanish.
Yeah, he's a big
I
one.
didn't get my 20 kegger that I lost, but that's alright.
That was a good job, eh? That's
Yeah.
the way. Nice one. Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. You're not going to want to miss the next episode.